Hey everybody, this is Laird of Garskaden. Today I'm doing a video response to the Archfiend's Choice, his video about Sophie's Choice. And I sat down and thought about it, and kind of pleased with myself. I did come up with a decision, and you know, reasoning behind it, and a little extra of what I would do besides just making the choice. First of all, I first of all, I'm gonna make this sound like I'm really like this is really easy, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be hard for any parent to do anyway. So don't get the opinion that I'm making this sound really easy. Anyway, I would choose the firstborn. My reasons are because, well, first off, I'm a psychology major. Developmental psychology tells that firstborn children tend to be more autonomous. I notice I said the word tend to because I'm sure there are exceptions. And so I would say that that child ought to be able to, carry on with his or her life more than the second born. Also, I, as a parent, would be more attached to my firstborn. Whether we like to admit that or not, our firstborn tends to have a particularly special place in in ourselves. So I would have a higher urge to want to see my firstborn survive more so than my secondborn. For that very reason, it's just this. Firstborns tend to be particularly special to the parent. After that, it's just like, okay, I've seen this before. It's not such a new experience. And plus, the firstborn is always having these new experiences for the parent, and the parent has to adapt and change himself or herself in order to accommodate this new change. Whereas the secondborn is sort of a repeat of the firstborn, so it's not as new of an experience all the time, and so there's kind of a less of a special feeling with us with a secondborn, just with that one thing. Of course, as a parent, I would love both, but I'm just acknowledging that there is a very special thing with firstborn. Okay, now further, besides making this choice of just the firstborn um, being so, if I had more options, if I had a little bit more freedom, I would also do this just to make it, a whole lot easier. I would give advice to the firstborn, the one that I chose to let live. I would give advice to the firstborn on what to do to cope with his or her future. Um, explain the situation, also be as radically honest as possible, and just say these are the circumstances that we are in, and this is what you are going to have to face for the rest of your life. So I just want you to know that and do my best as a parent. Of course, as a child, you're going to have a lot of rebellion at this. The child's going to be like, why does it have to be this way? And obviously, the parent is going to have to take the blunt of the hatred, as you, the Archfiend, have said. Um, Carrying on without your sibling is really tough, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of animosity, especially towards me as a parent who made the choice, because I chose to kill the other sibling and let the other one live. So I wouldn't find it very surprising if the parent, me, would get a lot of animosity, possibly for the rest of that child's life. But if I'm radically honest, then at the very least, there, well, I think that radical honesty really helps because, first off, um, I probably wouldn't be in my soundest mind. I wouldn't be able to hide my emotions, and the only thing the only thing that would be the truest would be to be as just logically honest as possible. These are the circumstances I'm in. This is what we have to face, and you have to carry on somehow. Now, if I had a little bit more freedom to maneuver around, I would also make peace with my second-born, the one that's going to die, and explain as honestly as possible what the circumstances are. Again, I think lies make it especially hard for the one who is about to die, because he or she can see right through me. I'm going to be really emotional, and if I am telling a lie, the second-born is going to know. So, plus I think that's really unfair that this human being is about to die and you don't have the courtesy, I'm about to say a curse word, you don't have the blankety-blank courtesy to be honest with this person who is about to die. No, you owe them that at the very least. And since I do owe him or her that, I would give the second-born the opportunity, if I had the freedom to do so, the opportunity to ask me all the questions he or she wants to ask, and I would answer them. I would answer him or her with the truth. I wouldn't powder it up like I might do with if circumstances were different. I would, powder it up and say the world is, nice, and oh, he or she didn't mean to do that. I would be as blunt and as honest as possible, and I'd be like, this is the way it is. Because this is a human being that is about to die, and you owe them the courtesy of the truth. If that's the last thing that they're ever going to see, the truth, you might as well let it be the truth. Okay, the last thing that you're ever going to see, you might as well have the truth. And I don't care if it hurts me to tell the truth, like something that is really embarrassing for me, and it's really painful for me to go through, I would say, I owe you that, and I would tell you the truth, and that's what I would do. I would also, if I had more freedom, I would also make out a will. What does the second-born want to do with whatever is left behind? What would you like people who are going to live past you to do that you'd want to do? I would do that. And, of course, I would have everyone embrace, if I had more freedom to do so, I would have everyone embrace for the last time and try to make as much peace as possible with this and send the second-born on his or her way to die. Now, if it is done this way, I, as a parent, and the firstborn would carry fewer regrets than if we hadn't done it this way. I think that naturally there's going to be some regrets, and also there's no avoiding the grieving process. Basically, you're going to be grieving, and I would say that the grieving will take as long as it takes. I don't know how long it would take. It could take the rest of my life to do. That's fine. The grieving process will go on as it can, and that is essentially what I would do. Now, of course, it's a really difficult decision, and who knows if I would stick with this plan, but I would do it that way. I would say that is the ideal way to handle that situation. Anyway, that's my answer, Archfiend. This is Laird of Garskaden signing out.